Hi, today's card features two stencils from A Colorful Life Designs and a stamp from Technique Junkies. I'm using my Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station, and I have on the Make Art Station a piece of Teflon baking sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and ink blend the graduation gown stencil from A Colorful Life Design. Yes, graduation season is upon us, and you can never have too many graduation cards. While I'm inking this in, I want to remind you that you can save 10% off your entire order at A Colorful Life Designs by using my coupon code TracyFan10. That's TracyFan and the number 10, Tracy. I'll have that information listed below in my description box. So I'm just filling in this graduation gown. There's also a nice cap. You can do this in any color ink that you would like, and it's very easy. You just use your brush. It fills in easy. If you don't have the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station to hold your stencil still, you can use washi tape, or if you have pixie spray, which is a low tack adhesive that you would apply to the back of your stencil for a temporary way to stick it to the paper. Now that I have that completed, I'm going to bring in this stamp set from Technique Junkies. It's called Graduation Greetings. There are 11 stamps, and I'm going to be using Let the Adventure Begin as my sentiment. I'm going to place it some point on my gown. I'm not really sure where. Now I am going to stamp that sentiment on a separate piece of paper. Here's the thing. I'm traveling right now. I'm away at a training for work. I'm a nationally certified trainer for a wellness program, and I need to get recertified. So this is my week to be away and do it. It's actually out in eastern Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. I forgot to bring a stamp positioning platform. I forgot to bring stamp blocks. So what do, crafters, when we don't have all of our supplies? We definitely improvise, okay? So I'm using the lid of the ink to ink the sentiment. And by the way, I forgot my black ink, so I borrowed some from my friend Nancy, who I spent the weekend with at a stamp show out in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So we have Let the Adventure Begin. I really like this sentiment. I like the scripty font, and it's going to fit perfectly on my card on the gown. So I'm just stamping a couple more just in case one looks better than the other, but in the end, the first one actually turned out the best. You can pick any sentiment that you'd like, and I'm sure that many of us have in our stash sentiments for graduation cards. But this set from Technique Junkies I really like because not only does it have all these wonderful sentiments about graduation, it also has a silhouette girl and a silhouette boy, graduate, and it also has a graduation cap. And by the way, the stencil, when you're working on that, you can stencil that in any color that you like. You could do your, class colors or your school district's colors or your favorite athletic team color. Anything can be used for filling in the stencil. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes the stencils comes with masks, which is really important because my card, I need to create some kind of background for my card. My first thought was to use the dot band stencil for my background. And this is a really cool stencil, and I am going to use it on a different card. The stencil that I decided to use is the mid-century geometric instead. And as I mentioned earlier, this is where the masks will come in handy. I know a lot of other companies, when they make stencils, they don't give you the masks. I find it very helpful to have the mask because then you can just amplify your project. What I'm doing here is I'm just putting some washi tape or some low tack tape to the backside of the gown. Now, if you have pixie spray, you could use that, but you just want to be careful. This area has already been inked. You might be better off with just some washi tape if it's already an inked area. And then the gown has been taped, and now the same with the cap. I think it's great that we get these, and I don't know of too many other companies that supply both the stencil and the mask. A lot of them just throw those parts away, and those parts are important. And so, again, I think it's great you get them, and it just makes your purchase, even more, more worthwhile. You get more for your money. So I pulled out two different colors of Catherine Pooler ink. I pulled out Orange Twist and Mandarin Spice, and I ended up going with Orange Twist. My son's high school colors are orange and black, and I figured that there could be a friend of his that might be graduating, or of course, there's always next year when he graduates, and we will have, a couple graduation cards that we'll have in our stash that we can pull from. I think I mentioned, but the stencils are a nice high quality mylar, very durable. You can use pixie spray on them. You can also just tape it down with washi tape if that works better for you. And what I'm doing is I'm ink blending, and I have to say that my ink pad is super juicy. So doesn't take that much ink for me to fill this, and I am getting a highly saturated background, which I like that because I think it is the colors of the high school that I'm thinking of. For it to be a light orange just would not be the same. And then within a matter of minutes, that background has been ink blended with this stencil. So using a stencil to create the main focal point, and then using a different stencil to create the background. I believe I'll get a lot of use out of this stencil. I think it's going to be coming in handy quite a lot for cards for all sorts of occasions, including masculine cards. There it is. We've got our background stencil and our cap and gown stencil. Now I'm just going to trim everything down. So I've got this little mini trimmer. Oh, by the way, I'm traveling for work right now, so I have limited supplies. I think I mentioned that earlier in my video. I'm also videotaping, actually video editing this over a period of several nights while I'm staying at my hotel. And I'm so sorry if I repeat myself, but if I knew that I would have had problems with my video editing software, I probably would have just recorded it when I got home. In 2 days, I can't wait to get home. But so far, knock on wood, it's going okay right now. I'm going to continue until we reach the end. All right, so I've got my sentiment. I've got another piece of paper that I'm going to use as the mask for the sentiment. And I'm going to take my Catherine Pooler ink and just go direct to paper, which is basically dragging the ink. You can see how juicy that ink pad is. Dragging the ink across the paper with the ink pad. That's all it takes. And now you have a perfectly matched matte layer. Actually, I think this looks so great on this graduation gown. It's like the graduate is holding a sign across their chest or something, or across their back. You can look at it either way, right? All right, let's go ahead and trim down our bright bold panel. That orange twist looks so nice. I love that color. And I am just trimming this down to be about 4 by 5 1/4. I have a black card base that I'm going to be adhering this to. I'm not going to add any matte layer behind it. I think that it looks really nice with the black card base. So one more thing about the stencils from A Colorful Life Designs, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, but every month they come out with a Master Creator bundle. So when you hear of the new release, check it out. If you see that the stencils, are definitely ones that really speak to your heart, go ahead and order all of them. Use that Master Creator bundle discount. Pardon me, I had to take a sip of water. The Master Creator bundle would be all of the stencils in the release at a discounted price. I want to make sure that you know about that, because I think that is your, best bet. I think that you're going to get a lot out of the stencils, especially this month's stencil with so many graduation stencils in the mix. I haven't even been able to scratch the surface of creating with all the wonderful stencils that are part of this month's bundle. But keep looking at my channel. If you're new to my channel, subscribe and ring the bell so that you can see what I create in the weeks moving forward. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. What do you think about my graduation card? I am going to show you a photo of the card. You just hang in for one more second, dear viewer. There it is. That's the finished project, taken on the counter of my TV stand at my hotel room. Thanks so much for watching. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.